Well, all the sports have a process of evolution. All the events have a process of evolution. But when it comes to cricket, I believe that the evolution cricket has ordained over the years is far greater than the evolution in the other sports, in the other events. Well, when we see cricket in 1970s and cricket in 1923, should I say within a period of half a century, from 1970s to 2020s, within a very short span of 50 years, we have so much of the evolution in cricket. In 1970s, there was test cricket only, a game of the Lords. Not even every country could be entitled to play test matches. They needed to apply for a test status, and if approved, they could play test cricket. So it was there in 1970s. And now in 2023, yes, test cricket still lives there, and there are test matches going on right now as well. There was test match number 3 for Ashes between England and Australia. England won the third test match against Australia after losing first 2 test matches. So Australia is leading by a margin of 2-1. And then there is another test series starting between Pakistan and Sri Lanka. Pakistan cricketers have arrived Sri Lanka, and they are going to play a test series over there. There had been a test series tournament a few weeks ago, and I don't exactly know, probably Australia had won it or England had won it, and the runner-ups were India. But along with test cricket, there has been so much of the evolution in this game. One Day International, which were introduced in 1970s, live to this day. And for One Day International, we have got World Cups, we have got Asia Cups, we have got other regional cups, we have got other regional tournaments, we have got mutual series for One Day International, and we've got so many tournaments. Yes, Benson Hedges series in Australia, the Triangular series, and so many other tournaments on One Day International. And then there are associate members and the regular members of One Day International. Though the regular members are entitled for many of the facilities to play World Cup, Asia Cup, and so on, then the associate members have to go through a qualifier to reach for any of the tournament. This is another term used in cricket. Well, cricket has not just been ordained by test matches and One Day International. There are T20s. This is what they call the format as 2020 format. The 2020 format allows the two sides to play 20 matches, 20 overs each in a batting innings. So the bowling innings bowl 20 overs and the batting innings bats for 20 overs. And whole of the match is limited to 20 overs plus 20 overs. In test matches, of course, there is no limitation of the overs. It's a 5-day event, and in some of the cases it was also a 6 days event, when in some part of the world where there were shorter days, the 5 days test match was also converted into 6 days, because usually after third day there was a rest day. Day number 1, day number 2, and day number 3. In the previous century, there used to be a rest day after day number 3, and then after the rest there was day number 4 and day number 5. But in those countries where there were shorter days, the format did not just allow for 5 days, rather for 6 days, because the sunlight hours were shorter. So to give them the full span of the time needed for a full-fledged test match, they didn't have 5 days only, rather went for 6 days. So in some part of the countries there were 6 days test match as well, while in the others it was 5 days test match. as the history continued.